It's my boy Marie right here, Labs Hoop TV.
Yes, sir.
My name's Jalen, coming to you live with the Fast Break right here. Hoopsessions right here. Follow us on Instagram. You know, we'll drop our names in here later. But we're just coming to you with our weekly update and breakdown for the NBA and everything good with the NBA and NBA playoffs.
Yes, sir, man.
Let's get right into it.
Got some good topics for y'all, man. As y'all know, the NBA is just it's going crazy right now. If you've really been following, if you're a real fan, you've been following, it's going crazy. The biggest things that's like coming up is we got the NBA awards.
Yeah.
That is huge. I'm always looking forward to the NBA awards. A little surprised by who the nominees are a little bit. But yeah, that's what we're gonna start with. That we're gonna start with. Let's start with those awards.
Yeah. So
the nominees.
First one, you know, the MVP award. Everybody's worried about that. Everybody's worried about that one. The finalists: Paul George, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and James Harden.
James Harden.
So we're gonna give you our picks and why right now. My pick for the MVP at least is definitely the Greek Freak. I can't argue with the fact that team has the best record in the NBA, including the Warriors. They're the only team that has a 60-win year. They're the only team that's won 60 games this year. And with the way they're proving in this playoffs, I know it's not supposed to have anything to do with it, but for me, the MVP definitely should and always, I feel, has had an influence by the playoffs. And the fact that it hasn't always been announced before the playoffs enter.
Yeah.
So from what I'm seeing with the Greek Freak and everything right now, even if they lose to the Raptors, even though they're up 2-0 right now, I still got to give it to him.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you, man. Like my pick for MVP is a Greek Freak. A little different entry going into why is, you know, I just really appreciate work ethic, man. As a former player myself, I just really, man, it's almost like a high for me to see like someone put in so much work in the progression from when this dude first came in. I think he did come in at 19?
19, yeah.
Yeah, coming in that young and just having to be that focused. And he comes from a huge family. Like, he's got other brothers that are on his way up in the league.
Came from a whole different country.
Yeah, a whole different country at that. But it's just his relentless work ethic. Day in and day out, he's always looking to get better. And it shows on the court. I mean, everything that we see from year in and year out is improved.
Yeah.
Outside shot. His attacking the basket, finishing at the basket.
Yeah.
Even some of the mid-range, the footwork. And then we got greats like Kobe speaking great about stuff. And he don't just be speaking great about anybody. You know, he puts his touches on here and there, but it's really not easy to impress Kobe.
That's for
and
sure.
if you remember Kobe, I'm a huge Kobe. He's the reason why I even started playing. But the dude had just unmatchable work ethic.
Unmatchable.
So, it's just crazy.
Crazy stories.
My pick will be the Greek Freak because of it's been consistent from the season all the way up into the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's big because that's where I put my knock on Harden.
Yep.
And to a lesser degree, Paul George. I know Paul George was injured. You know, he had the shoulder injury. He didn't lead on to how serious it was, and he still balled out. You know, he still was hooping, but you know, it just wasn't the same. It wasn't at the same level. Same with Harden. You know, there was some games during this playoffs, and like I said, the playoffs influences me. There were some games during the playoffs where I'd see him in the regular season. You know, he's ISOing, he's getting you up top of the key. You know, come down to the third, fourth quarter against the Warriors last series, and he's dishing the ball off. You know,
completely different.
You know, during the regular season, he'd come down and have the same amount of points, same attempts, and he'd come down and he'd dance with you and run his ISO. And so the fact that, you know, the definition of choking is playing different in, you know, a more pressurized position.
I'm glad you touched on
that.
And
that is exactly what he did. You know, he went away from what he does best and what you know, we've seen him do, you know, and how he dominated.
And I think two things, Jalen, is I think that starts with one, the coach.
Yeah.
Staying on top of that as the player, especially a superstar like James Harden. And two, just James Harden really being comfortable in his own skin. Now, what we see in the season is that, man, this dude has got the crazy amount of confidence, right? But transition to playoff,
It's been the knock on him.
It's been a knock, and you wonder if he's questioning himself.
Yeah.
You wonder if he's questioning himself because
or you wonder if it's just too much. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm a big proponent. I know Kobe and T-Mac touched on it when they had their little segment together. I think it was on the ESPN The Jump or whatever.
Oh, you mean when they were sitting there talking to each other? Yeah. NBA
about
TV.
NBA TV about how just the way that's not going to work. Playing that real ball dominant type of game is not going to work in the playoffs.
Yeah, he said it best.
It's very hard. You come down, everybody's keyed in on you.
Mm-hmm.
You're going from one game to the next, and every game is its own series because you're always making constant adjustments.
For sure.
And if you're making constant adjustments, and Mike D'Antoni has been known to not really make adjustments.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
He lives and dies by what they do. But, for James Harden, it's like you can't just be standing up there, ISOing at the top of the key all season. People got film of that.
Yep.
Then you try to do that, quarters 1 through 3. One, you're going to be burned out. That's on D'Antoni and him. But two, you got to trust your teammates, and you got to, do a little bit more off ball. Make it easier for yourself, because when you come down with the ball straight down the timeline, everybody's looking straight at you.
Exactly.
There's been no ball moving, no nothing. Everybody's stagnant, and the defense is set, ready for
That's
you.
That's another word. That's great. Stagnant, man. Like somebody like the Houston Rockets, they were built to destroy the Warriors.
Right.
So Mike D'Antoni assembled this team.
They just don't have the motion.
They don't have the motion, and so it goes. If it's just not James, it's Chris, and we know that these guys can do things with the ball.
Playmate. They got great playmaking
you got,
skills.
A bunch of other role players that can do things. Eric
Right.
Gordon, Clint Capella, those dudes. Like Clint should be more developed, man. And I really blame Mike D'Antoni and
Harden.
that offensive side.
And the whole
Harden.
offense, because all they do is just throw it up,
and
dump it down to him. That's all they do.
You know what that reminds me of?
Yeah.
DeAndre Jordan and Chris.
Yep. Exactly.
Right?
Or Dwight when he went
Dwight,
because Dwight was complaining. That's why he wanted out of Houston.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I'm not getting featured enough.
Exactly. And it's just like, dude, I'm more than a dunker. Clint, he got to speak up to it, and he's got to go outside of himself to put in some work, man.
Yeah.
Because that dude could be a monster, but like I remember, I think like what's his name, Kenneth Fareed.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of like they were trying to make him like a dunker like that too, just a lob catcher. Nah, man, he don't get the name Mammal for what is it? The Manimal? Yeah, for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that's fault on Harden being the star and the coach. And that inconsistency, we get those results. So he definitely won't be a pick for me in the MVP. A lot of other people because they get really happy about his performances and numbers. But to me, I'm not an analytical type of dude, man. I'm a dude that just like
feel. It's the look. It's the eye test.
The eye test.
Because the stats only tells you so much.
It only tells you so much. And then with Paul George, man, he doesn't make a pick for me because. He had one good season this season, and he just didn't carry through enough for me. Like, when he was with Indiana, man, that Paul George. Dude, I remember this one play, he, like, literally stopped everybody.
Yep, at half court. Because he thought that shot clock was running down.
Yeah.
Everybody was telling him.
And he shot that boy. And that was a different PG for me, but I lost respect for Paul George, and I'm gonna say it on camera. So here we go. I lost respect for you, PG, because you was hating on Lillard with that shot, man. That should have been a congratulations. This dude beat us with a hell of a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a bad shot. Whether it's a bad shot or not, you should have bodied up. That's what Dave said. So I agree. You should have bodied up, man.
That's for sure.
But yeah, those are the picks for the MVP. Jalen and I, we agree with the Greek Freak being the MVP, man. I mean, consistency wins, man.
Yeah. All right, so the next is that most improved player of the year. And the candidates are D'Angelo Russell, De'Aaron Fox, and let me see, Pascal Siakam. Yeah. This one was tough for me, honestly. I got a little bias in this. I'm going to put that out there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
I had to put, because ever since my guy got let go from L.A., respectively, I know exactly why, and I know for all good reasons. But the man, he's a growing boy. Yeah. But I'm just glad he got his first All-Star bid. So I got to go D'Angelo Russell. because I just feel the way he's been playing and the narrative about him has been, just changed. It's changed so much. Stay off the weed, though. Because your ass all in Arizona can't be doing that, man. It's hot out there. It's hot out there and dry. You know that ain't.
If I recall Arizona, man, it's races out there, man.
Yeah.
Races out there. And then
you D'Angelo Russell, man. You got hella money. You could go fly all the way back to Brooklyn. Yes. Go to go hit your boys up and go pay for something there. Leave the stuff there.
Leave it there.
Right. I don't know why you try to bring it through. I really don't.
D. Russ, but he's a young kid. You said that, right?
He's young. He's growing. I love he's clutch, man. He's so clutch. His game is crafty. He's not the most athletic. He's not the quickest, but he's smart. He's savvy. And he's got confidence, and he's ice cold. And those three things, man, I love. Because that to me spells a great player. A great player is going to have off-the-court issues sometimes. Not everybody's going to be a LeBron James that's just going to be a role model. There's Charles Barkley's out there.
You know what? LeBron, I think by far really is the only one player that I didn't really hear about that's a star.
Mm-hmm.
I heard about Kobe.
You even heard about Jordan, heard about his gambling schemes and everything. You hear about Charles, you hear about Patrick, everybody.
Invested in penitentiaries, Michael, Charles Barkley.
All that.
But, LeBron, he's special, so I don't expect NBA players to not get in trouble. Right. I expect them to keep their trouble.
They're human, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Not so much in the public's eye because of the stature of what they are to us, how we look at them. To them, they're just like, yo, we just got money,
right?
But you guys are a little different though. Yeah. So D'Angelo, he's got to learn. He's older now, and I know he knows, but who knows? He probably was just hanging. He's just like, man, it up. So, but I wanted to touch on D'Angelo Russell. For me, man, I gotta say, man, I haven't always been a fan, and I'm still like.
So who's your pick
for defensive player?
No, for this most improved player.
Oh, most improved player. I gotta go with D Fox.
Yeah,
I gotta go with D Fox, man. I've been rocking with De'Aaron Fox, man, since Kentucky.
Yeah.
It was one game he was going up against Lonzo, and he just like
gave it to him, locked him down, and put a dub on
him. What I really
30
like,
ball, actually.
Yeah, it was a 30 ball. What I really like about D Fox is that he's super mature, man. He really reminded me when he was going through his pre-draft workouts and all those interviews. It's just like where his mind is as a point guard and just as an individual. His awareness of his being is really impressive. When I look at players like that, the ones that I coach, people that I'm trying to help get exposed, I look for that maturity characteristic because that is what's going to carry you over to a professional rank. So being able to be a part of a job or organization. So he has that, and then his on the court play matches it.
All right.
He
grows
plays
so fast. He's grown so much in these 2 years already.
In his 2 years. So I go with De'Aaron Fox, and it's hard for me because I kind of jumped on the D'Angelo Russell bandwagon.
And I jumped on the Pascal Siakam bandwagon.
Yeah, so I got to admit
the next Giannis coming. He's the next Greek freak coming.
Right.
But,
I jumped on that because, man, anytime a team gets rid of you, right,
and you come back and give it to them,
like you in their playoffs. You in their playoffs.
Yeah. I love it, man. I love it. That's why I love it, man. Ice in my vein. That's why I love it, man.
Right,
D'Angelo Russell. I've been trying to tell people I don't care about his immaturity or anything. I love his game. Like his game, he's got a natural born leadership quality in him.
No, he does.
And he's got gamers mentality. He's just a winner.
He is a winner. I mean, he's been like that since
always been like literally. I mean, people were talking about how goofy he's been. How much even before the Nick Young scandal and after. No matter what, when there was big shots that were need to be made and taken, he was the one who wanted to step up and take them. Yeah. That's Kobe mentality right there, especially in LA.
In LA, big
Mr.
lights.
Make. I want to take them with that supreme confidence. I mean, there's players that are superstars and Hall of Famers that take time to even get that mentality, to come into the league with that, I love that.
No, and I agree. So going back and forth with the most improved, I mean, I picked De'Aaron Fox, and that is my pick. I don't want to change it, but I do respect, if D'Angelo Russell takes it, because that jump, that ice in his veins, that killer mentality. Dude's a hooper, man.
Yeah,
he's a hooper. He's
really?
Definitely for sure somebody that could come on. Fast break, D. Russell, I'm letting you know, dog. You welcome on Hoop Sessions.
For real. Hoop Sessions, bro. You already know why I call it Hoop Sessions.
Exactly.
Just let you know, Sessions.
Listen to that, Hoop Sessions.
But
So the last one we got is Defensive Player of the Year, right?
Yep. So the candidates are Paul George, Rudy Gobert, and the Greek freak actually still Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yep.
So you got PG and Greek in there for offense, MVP and Defense Player of the Year.
Yep. Who you got for that?
My pick, it's tough because I want to go with the Greek, but I think team wise they got a real good defensive unit down there in Milwaukee, and I just can't pick out enough. I can't nitpick enough. Positives to be like, yeah, it's him. But I'm gonna go with Paul George, man. Honestly, I'm gonna go with Paul George.
You say that. I think I was. That's where I was leaning to.
I think he was a steals leader. He was a steals leader this year again. Him and Russ were in top 5. Yeah. Both of them together all year, and he was around that top 3, top 2, top 1. Not 2. So
I have to go with PG on that as well. Because in today's game, man, it's so fast and just like so
to be able to lock up like that,
steals.
yeah. I'm surprised Kawhi is not in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
the glove,
man,
I don't think he was focused on it too much.
True. I mean, he's got definitely a lot more of an offensive burden now, as we can see.
I hope Kawhi doesn't just becomes more of an offensive player though, because having that's
not his game. It's not his, like Joakim Noah when he made the All-Star game. It's just like Joakim didn't know how to play the All-Star game. He only had to play hard.
Yeah, he only
had to play that one way with intensity. Mm-hmm. And Kawhi's the same way. Same thing with Paul George. That's why I picked him, because really to get his offense really going and flowing, his defense gets his offense going. Right. There's some players that are just like that.
For sure.
Yeah, so last award that we're going to hit on right now, because we're going to skip the 6-man. Mm-hmm. I picked Lou Will for that.
Lou Will.
I picked Lou Will.
Y'all go on my account right now.
We don't even got to talk about those.
You already
know. Coach of the Year, I picked Doc Rivers. There's Mike Malone and Mike Budenholzer. And Budenholzer with the Bucks, 60-win team, but I still pick Doc. What he did with that Clipper team with no superstar, no all-star actually on the team. Traded away, their actual best player, quote best player, Tobias Harris to Philly. Yep. And even got better after that. Gave the Warriors a 6-game run for their money. So, I got to give it hats off really to the Clippers.
I got to go with Doc because it's a little biased. Chicago native.
Yeah.
So, Chicago Chi-Town.
I feel that.
No, man, Doc, man, he's always been a good coach to me. I always liked Doc. I mean, I've never been a real Celtics fan, but I was like, Doc,
he's great with managing egos.
You ever hear his speeches?
Yeah.
Like, it just
when you just hear it, you just want to go to war for him.
Yeah, you just want to go to war for him. I like Doc, and like what you said, man, they gave the Warriors, which is my team, a run for their money, man, and they're all role players. Mm-hmm. Like, they don't have a superstar, and Lou Wills would probably be the superstar of the team if we're gonna take it that far. But I mean, getting rid of Tobias Harris, and then turn around and go that deep with a Warriors team. I mean, these are the defending champs, so that speaks a lot of volumes, man. That coaching, and Doc Rivers just got a long resume.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, he's got a history of just coming through. I mean, even when Chris Paul and all those guys were there, they still were a team that was like the Clippers or somebody you should consider. And they were going deep.
And I'm gonna hit it with this 1 point too. He's won a title. I know it don't matter, and I know it's just 1 year. But the last time Mike Budenholzer won the Coach of the Year, it was when the Hawks won 58 to 60 games, and they got beat. They got swept by the Cavs, the 7-seed Cavs, and they were the 1-seeded Hawks. Back when Kyle Korver, Al Horford, Paul Millsap, and Jeff Teague Jamal wasn't on the team. It was Jamal was on the Clippers then, I think, but it was when they had 4 of their 5 starters go to the All-Star game.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. LeBron had Kyrie. That was when they came back from the 3-1 on the Warriors that year. Okay. And that was Mike Budenholzer's coach team. Yeah, that just speaks something to me. The last one that we're going to hit up, the last award we're going to hit up is that Rookie of the Year. So they got Trae Young, Luka Doncic, and DeAndre Ayton. So I'm going to give it to you to read who's your pick.
I got to make it easy on the people, man. Trae Young. Trae Young is my Rookie of the Year, hands down. I mean, dude, first of all, Trae Young, if you watched him in college and you're watching him in this past season, there's two different players.
Yeah.
Two different players. Trae Young in college, he's the next Steph Curry. You know, unlimited range, quick shot, blah, 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 this and that, handle off the dribble. In the NBA, my dude is an assist king.
Yeah.
He averaged 8.9 assists.
He spaced the floor. He spaced the floor a lot.
This whole season, man, and he averaged just under
And like
20
you said,
points.
but I don't feel like it's really a different player because like you said, when he was on Oklahoma, he might have definitely improved since then, since he was on Oklahoma, but I mean, he was responsible for about 65 to 70% of their scoring.
Yeah.
Whether it was assisted on or his own bucket.
Right. When I mean exactly two different players, I mean like for all the people that didn't follow him.
Yeah.
So they just see him as like, this is the NBA
Yeah.
Trae Young. So two different players, but as a rookie coming in, this dude, they were a losing team, but the most watched losing team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the most watched because of what
they down that second,
doing.
after that All-Star break, man, I mean, the game winners he was throwing up, that floater he threw up, to beat the Kings, I think it was, at the buzzer, that was just, and he's really had a great rookie, especially the ending of it, he's
the
really
ending
made a
was
great
big.
Ending of his campaign.
To end my decision was that Trae, man, is biased, but he's a small dude, man. So I always gotta rock on, and he wears my jersey though. 11. Wears my jersey. So it's a lot of biases with it, but the dude is a hard worker, man. Hands down, man. I've seen some of Trae Young's workouts, and I like how simple he keeps them. He don't try to be all this or do all this stuff. He sticks to what he's supposed to be doing on the court and just improving those things. And then it shows on the floor. He's a pass first dude, but what he does is he's not trying to impress the media or the fans. Let me just play my team. He plays his game, and he
knows his role. You know what I'm saying? He is a very mature rookie. You know what I'm saying? Very mature rookie.
So I go with Trae Young on that. Respect to Luka. Who else we got on the
DeAndre?
Rookie?
No offense to DeAndre Ayton. There was no way he was winning this award. At least in my opinion, I don't think there's any way he was winning this award. I got to go with Luka, honestly.
You going with Luka?
And I wanted to go with Trae Young. I've been big on Trae Young. I was big on Donovan Mitchell beating Ben Simmons out for that award last year. I still think the NBA robbed him. I don't care about Ben Simmons being the prince, to LeBron being the king and Rich Paul and all those connections. Stop that.
Stop.
Donovan Mitchell was the spider, and man, he balled out. He just balled out then. But I got to pick Luka Doncic because from legit day one and the first tip-off of the whole NBA season, Luka has been consistently the best rookie.
Yeah.
Trae Young, that first month and a half, we didn't have the buzz around him that we had around Luka.
Yeah.
And I don't think that really mattered about the draft stock and the name before, but the play. At the start of the season.
When you show and prove, it's different. It don't matter where you
Luka's been playing pro ball since he was 16, 17.
That helps. That helps.
I definitely think, me personally, I think he needs to humble himself just a little bit. I've heard some of the stuff he's talking about, Dirk's laughing it up, talking about, he doesn't respect his elders too much, Can learn a lot from Dirk, the way Porzingis looks up to, Dirk himself.
Exactly.
And with Porzingis and, Luka both being foreigners, I really feel like, they could both look to Dirk for something, especially if Dirk's coming back or not. But yeah, I got to give it to Luka. The guy, he's made a lot of big shots this year.
No, I respect that. I respect that. I mean,
he's cold, man. And I honestly, no offense, I try to hate on him. I don't know why, but I hate on him. But when I look at it, it's like, it's a hate. It's a respectful hate, And Hoopers, you know what it's like. Like I hate LeBron, but man, respect is where respect is. He's one of the top 5 in the NBA, period.
Mm-hmm.
On his pyramid. And so that's how I feel about Luka.
I agree with Luka, man. Since day one, the dude has just been phenomenal. He's been playing like a veteran.
Yeah.
He's been playing like he's been in the league for like a good 7 years.
The step backs are real slow, like Paul Pierce's, but it gets him right to his spot.
I can't rock with Luka because he is not humble for me. It just comes from me being that coach now.
Right.
He's not humble. His game is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
But he kind of reminds me of that young Tony Parker, man. Tony Parker was the same way.
Just come in for everything.
And then he's just like not humble. So
yeah.
Greg had to humble this dude by sending him back to France. It's like, when you're ready, then you come play for me.
Yeah.
So I can't go with him off that, but we're going to talk about numbers and play. He does beat Trae Young.
Definitely.
So like I said, Trae Young was my pick because of biases reasons, but I mean his work ethic as well, how he played. But those are our picks, man.
Next thing we're going to get into, the LA Lakers finally leaked after the debacle that they had right in front of the Staples Center and the little riot they had. I mean, that's crazy. I think it's unprecedented that we just had that happen. But they have finally chosen their head coach. They have yet to fill Magic's spot yet, who I assumed was going to be in the deciding. They were going to need to fill that position before they decided a head coach, but I guess not. I guess they're going to have Rob Pelinka and Linda.
I wonder if that's like a
Rambis.
personal shot, though.
Man, I don't know.
Or maybe leaving room for the hopes of him returning.
Maybe you're giving Rob Pelinka all the power. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, who knows? Who knows what's going on in Tinseltown right now? But
Jenny, what's going on?
shoot, who knows what's going on in Tinseltown? They just picked Frank Vogel. They picked Frank Vogel, and they made Jason Kidd his assistant.
I don't think that pair looks right.
I mean, I don't think the pair doesn't look right because Jason Kidd was probably going to be signed to be the head coach. It's just all the domestic violence allegations and all the other, just stuff in the media that's going around about Jason Kidd. I don't think they wanted that that media lashback, that press lashback. For LA.
But here's the thing.
To put him as the head coach and to have him be, you put somebody that's got domestic violence charges on him, you just plucked him out of everybody to be the head coach. So I think they took Frank Vogel also because, Frank's, he had the stint with the Pacers, he did pretty good, but then the stint with the Magic, clearly Steve Clifford took them to the playoffs this year. Yeah. And he didn't with the exact same roster. Actually, they were in the bottom 2 of the league in the East. They were like 14th or 15th. So, with that, I think he's just salivating at the fact that he can get a coaching gig, So I think, it's easy for the management to be, hold him as a puppet, and be able to tell him whatever he has to do. Whereas if you have a guy like a Jason Kidd or a Ty Lue or a Monty Williams, who both turned down that job, and you assign Jason Kidd as the assistant, those guys, they're gonna want their, they're gonna want their choice. They're not gonna want you to weigh in on their opinions and what they want to do.
I agree, for sure, man. I mean, like Frank Vogel, he's always been like this. He has that look, like coach, like a winning coach, and I just don't see him being the change that the Lakers need.
Nah. I
just don't see him, I just feel like that roster they have does not, it just won't really fit. I think it was a rush decision.
Yeah, well, I don't know what it is, but LA, y'all crazy. Jeannie Buss, you need to get it together over there. Kurt Rambis, you need to get your hands off the Lakers.
Yeah, man.
If you want to go ruin franchises, you might as well just go over there with Tom Thibodeau in Minnesota because you ruined them as a head coach over there. Yeah, just to be honest. So
we being honest on that. So, that's that Frank Vogel. When we got, I think that's our last topic. KD's injury. I must say, from day one when he shot that shot, and he looked back at his calf, I knew then that it was more serious.
Then what the
and I get the organization wanted to cover it up so fans won't freak out, but at the same time, it's fans.
Mm-hmm.
Like we gonna watch the game with or without them, and clearly we have. I think it should keep it honest though. Like KD, he's hurt, man. He's hurt.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be out longer now.
Yep, he's gonna be out for Game 3 and Game 4.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they're up 2-0 on the Blazers, so they're gonna go back to Portland, and KD won't be there for the Warriors.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if he'll be missed. I think they've been running on
that
full.
transitions me into the next thing is that with all this hype around KD leaving, does it create a campaign that they are better without him? And I look at it because remember when they didn't have him, they were like how they are. So Seth, the brother of Steph Curry, said that they are a faster moving team, without KD. And I think I have to agree with Seth because KD is more ball dominant. When he's there, it's
a little bit.
Everything
he's really not ball dominant. He works off ball a lot. He's very efficient. He can score in a multitude of ways in a very few shots. But
well, maybe more so just I don't know if it's the players or it's something about the organization that they depend on KD. So he's become
there's some
that go-to.
players, and it's only in the NBA. I really feel like it's only in the NBA you can make this case that there are some players that are so great that at times you're just like, why would we try to play our way and have to play that to a B+ or A type way, performance to be able to get the outcomes we want all the time when we can just milk this cow, for however long, and we can
easy,
play a C+ game and we can get out there with a 5-point win.
If you got the advantage, take the advantage. I mean, I've always said that.
The guy's a walking bucket.
He's a walking bucket. I mean, I think he is the best player in the league.
He's the best scorer ever in basketball. He's the best scorer ever in basketball.
He is just phenomenal. I mean, I like KD. He's my second favorite player in the league. But I must say that I don't think the Warriors ever really needed KD.
Nah, they didn't never really need him in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
They ever really
They really didn't. When they got KD, I didn't like it, and I think everybody was like, "Oh, now it's gonna be overpowering." I don't think everybody really remember. As generalized fans, not hoopers like you and me, but as general fans of the general public, people really forget quick, what the narrative was 3-4 years ago. I mean, just 2015, which was 4 years ago, the Warriors were rolling, and they had strength in numbers, and I understand that, it's different. They don't have the same bench.
Yep.
They're role players, they're real important role players. Sean Livingston and Iguodala, their age, age and attrition is set in a little bit. But at the end of the day, I just am like, look, this is the same core of guys that was doing exactly what they were doing before they got KD. Yeah. And at the same time, there's just Steph looks different. I don't know if people really see it, but when Steph beat the single game 3-point made record, in a season, when he made 14, 15 in the game. I was watching that game actually on my phone when it was at home against the Pelicans. And there was just the ball movement, and when KD's on the floor, he's so great that he even usurps a Steph Curry in priority of who's in the pecking order. And when you take him out of that, all of a sudden you get straight back to, because everybody knows Steph Curry's the engine, and he's the most important. But you don't really get the full-fledged, digest of it until KD's out of the picture. And then you do a lot of pick and roll action, a lot of off ball screening, a lot of floppy action, a lot of pick the picker for Clay and Steph, and then they're both getting more attempts, because that was the thing with the Heat. It was tough for LeBron in the NBA Finals. I feel like he choked, but I also know that it was tough for him to be with the way Wade played. He played like a number one option, and so LeBron had to defer. So he didn't know how to be the number 2. Yeah. He didn't know how to be a Scottie Pippen. He didn't know how to, find his shots because he had always been on Cleveland and it had always just been his team. So he had never, I mean, even in high school and all the way back to middle school, he was probably the guy. Yeah. So it was probably the first time he wasn't the guy. And, you know, when it comes to the Warriors, you know, Steph Curry's all of a sudden not the guy. And he's willing to not do that. But it is tough, and it takes away from people's, you know, the dynamic and the way they impact the game and how impactful they are on the game.
Right.
And, you know, that's just what KD glosses over, you know, and sometimes also takes away. So I feel like they're perfectly fine, you know, without him.
No, I mean, everything you just said makes perfect sense when you really lay it out in that perspective. I just think, you know, KD... For one, I don't think he needs to be trying to go. I think he should stay.
Yeah.
I think he honestly should stay.
I think he should leave. Leave.
You think he should leave?
Leave. I should have never came.
Yeah.
Leave.
I think at this point, no matter what KD does, his career is hurt. His career is hurt on how he looks at it. He's so beyond sensitive to whatever. It's bad. I mean, if we look at it, it's like if he goes to the Knicks or goes to any other team, it's like it's tarnished. And I think it's just he might as well just keep it with the organization that he's been winning with, and just rebuilding himself from there. Because all of these moves, and I just feel like, one, why are you moving? I don't really understand. I hear from two different things, but if you're winning with an organization, then you should just continue to be winning with the organization. Going somewhere else, I don't know if it's because he wants to be the man. I don't know if he's...
Yeah, I think it's, you know, because when they won that first title, he's getting the money, he's getting the credit, you know, he's getting the, you know, best player in the world looks and, you know, nomination. You know, now LeBron's not in the playoffs. But me personally, and I don't know if I speak for a minority or majority, but I just feel like, you know, there's an asterisk next to all his titles. There really is, you know, in Golden State. You know, I feel like he went there to get, you know, and I understand people kind of compare it to LeBron's, but LeBron, you know, he went to a team that wasn't already 73-10 or 9 or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I still feel like even LeBron's titles is...
Nah, I don't, and I didn't want him to come, but I mean, I feel like when you go to a team that, you know, what if, you know, Kawhi and KD both go to the Clippers? Mm-hmm. You know, you're not going to knock them. You're not going to knock Kawhi for going and getting the title and being like, oh, you know, you just crewed up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because they went to a team that wasn't, you know, that. But with KD's, you know, move, he went to a team that was already that. And here's on top of that, no, not even did they just beat you were up 3-1 on them. Yeah. You have Russell Westbrook, Enes Kanter, Serge Ibaka, Steven Adams, Dion Waiters. I mean, the list goes on. You had a lot. I mean, this is just like, we ain't even talking about the young players, Jeremy Grant, you know, Domantas Sabonis of the world. You know, you had all those players, but you guys didn't get it done. You guys choked. And you didn't want to come back. You wanted to go to their team. Which, you know, now I can kind of see with how Russ has played, that you couldn't win with Russ, but you could have won anywhere else. No, anywhere else but Golden State.
He could have won.
You know what I'm saying?
You
could have paired up with somebody else. You could have paired up with Kyrie in Boston and won there. And that would have been different.
No, it totally
you know what I'm saying? It would have been like KD getting under LeBron, getting out from under LeBron's cape, and it would have been Kyrie getting out from under LeBron's, you know, cape. You know.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. And
100%. So for that, you know, then I feel like if he goes to New York and he wins a title there, with or without another superstar, I'll give him credit for that over his titles on Golden State.
I hate to admit, man, because I met KD personally, man. We chopped it up, but I gotta keep it down, man, all the time, man. That's the only way I can get respect. KD's titles and accolades, they got something weighted on them, man. And it's like he put in the work for it. The dude is a phenomenal player. I mean, he's great. So he definitely earned it, but he didn't though. It's like
the titles he didn't earn. You know what I'm saying? He just walked into an already set table. It was like put KD on the Warriors and it goes from check to checkmate.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, there ain't no other move any other team could have made for the next 3 years.
And put Michael Jordan also in this Miami Heat team with LeBron and Wade. Like it's
over with. It's over with.
It's over. Like nobody.
Everybody knew the minute KD went there, there's no way they were gonna beat.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. LeBron, I mean, with Kyrie or without, it didn't matter.
No,
it didn't matter.
It did not matter. So, him going to somewhere else, I pray that it can reestablish the way some people look at him. Some people have already crossed him out. Like, they just don't care. Like, he's just a sore loser. Just a sore loser, and he wants to join forces with anybody. Yeah. And, you know, it looks bad. Like, yeah, you went to a team that came back, destroyed you. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people also forget that he was considering other teams, and when you're in that position, I feel like it's really hard to say what you would do. Yeah. You know, like, here, the Warriors have an opportunity for you. Would you like to join? And I'm sure he thought about it like,
yeah,
hey, man, like, they beat us 3-1. Mm-hmm. It's going to look bad if I say yes.
But he was just like, said, you know, I want to play that free flow offense.
Yeah,
you know, I want to share the ball. But what's crazy is that he wants to share the ball. He wants to do all that ball movement and everything. But like you just said, and like Seth alluded to, they're a faster, more motion offense team without him. So like I have been trying to tell a lot of people, the reason why Draymond has had beef with Kevin Durant from day one, from even year one all the way till now, you know, until, you know, even during the regular season this year when everybody made a whole, you know, scandal about it, that the reason why he gets on him about it is because, you know, KD's a ball stopper at sometimes. He's such a great player. I mean, you know, if you had LeBron being a ball stopper, you'd be like, LeBron, come on.
Yeah.
You know, but it's hard to say that to a guy who can score like Kevin Durant. He can score better than anybody and efficiently, you know. So it's hard to tell a dude like him, hey, move the ball, because even, you know, if you're telling James Harden move the ball and he's shooting 42 to 45%, all right, bro, move the ball, because there's other dudes that can get better shots. Right. When you're telling a dude who's shooting 50 to 55% from the field and, you know, 40 from the three-point line, hey, move the ball, he going to look at you like, why should I move the ball? I'm making the same shots y'all would be making. Exactly. So it's like, you know, and so I understand it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard, but yeah, so I feel like, you know, KD, I feel like the injuries, you know, a lot more than it lays on to.
Yeah.
I already knew that. I feel like he's going to be out all the way up until Game 5, Game 6, me personally. I thought that from the jump.
I'm such a, like conspiracist. I don't even know how to say the word right, but either way, like...
Conspiracy theorist,
yeah. Like, I kind of think that this was intentional.
Yeah?
Yeah, I kind of think it was intentional to help KD's his look towards people and the fans, because it's like with him being out, it kind of gives him some time to...
I think it actually makes it look worse, though.
You think it makes it look worse?
Yeah, you know, because now you shift the lens to the Warriors without Kevin Durant. And if they still dominate the West, let alone the whole rest of the league, without him. Now, I don't know who wins. I don't even know if the Bucks finish off the Raptors. But if they do, I don't know if the way Milwaukee's been playing that, you know... I trust Steph and Clay to play consistent and shoot the ball consistent enough to beat the Bucks in a 7-game series.
Steph looks different anyways. I think he's
looking better. Definitely looking better. I mean, the guy to me, he finally had a signature playoff game, signature clutch playoff game. That 33 points against that Rockets team in the fourth quarter and second half. 23 in the fourth, 33 in the whole second half. That was big. Because he hadn't had a performance since.
No, I was leaning towards that. I just think he just looks like a different player, though. I can see his game changing. It's slowing down, and it's just kind of like he almost looked like he's just playing hopeful.
I mean, everybody's tired. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you got 4 or 5 years, you know, going to the NBA Finals. You know, it physically weighs on you.
Yeah. I gotta keep that in mind, though.
You know, mentally. You know, if you're the champs for 4, 5, 6, 7 years in a row, you know, it's like, all right, you know, everybody's coming to knock your block off. You know, and just like, you know, some of the Warriors media had alluded to in that game, what was it, 4 loss to the Clippers?
Yeah.
In the playoffs? That one of the dudes said, one of the media outlets said that, you know, what was most alarming was the fact that they had treated it like it was the middle of the season L. Like they had just took an L in January. Damn. You know what I'm saying? And it's the playoffs. And for them to be mentally, like, you know, that disconnected with the fact that, oh, you know, we're playing the Clippers. Whether it's the playoffs or not, it's not really that serious. You know, we know we're going to beat them.
Right.
You know, that's, you know, pause for cause. You know, that's a cause for a pause because, you know, that's the time where you can bite yourself in the ass. And like I had said last year, and everybody was talking about the Rockets, and the Rockets just got proved it, as the rest of the world did. The Rockets did not have a puncher. They had a puncher's chance, but they did not have a solidified chance to beat the Warriors. Never did, never will, never have. And, you know, the fact that, you know, they had their opportunity last year, and how close they got last year. You know, they had home court advantage, and they still lost in Game 7 at home. And the fact that the Warriors even let it get that far, to me, it wasn't a plus on the Rockets. It was a negative on the Warriors. Like, y'all beating y'all selves and making everybody from the outside looking in like,
for sure,
oh no, y'all got chinks in the armor. It's like, no. They just need to focus.
Yeah,
they need to play defense. Now they're playing defense. I mean, now we're seeing them defend. Iguodala taking that steal from Lillard to close out that, you know, game to go up 2-0. You know, we hadn't seen that defense all year. And people were talking about if they're going to be able to flip on that switch or if they're not going to be able to, you know. Could be the Lakers in 04. You might go to find that switch and you can't flip it no more.
Don't remind me of that, Jalen. Don't remind me of that damn
that
Lakers
Pistons,
Pistons.
That 04 Pistons. Shout out Big Shot Bob, man. Chauncey Billups.
I remember me and my cousin was watching that, man, and that just killed me, man. That killed me. Because I couldn't stand them damn Pistons, man. I just knew the Lakers were
they're one of the only teams that won without a star swing player or forward. Yeah. Really even won without a star player, period. I mean, you know, because Chauncey wasn't no star. Rip Hamilton wasn't no star. You know, Tayshaun, none of them guys were stars. Ben Wallace, he was a great defensive player, but
no, they weren't no stars.
They were great. They were a great team, honestly. They were a great team.
Nah, they were a great team. So respecting the team, I got it. But I just couldn't stand them when they took it out.
Yeah,
man. So I think that's what we covered today, man. I think we covered a lot.
That's about it for the day, y'all. We gonna get up next week. Me and Doree, we're gonna get up next week and let y'all know. Tune in. We're going to be coming to you again for another live video.
For sure, man. Y'all keep it live, man. Make sure y'all hit that follow button, man. Lab Hoops TV.
Yes.
We got to keep this going, man. This is fun stuff, man. So
man, it's all for the culture, man. It's all for the community, I swear. You know, people don't know, just basketball really brings people together. Man, it really does, you know.
I mean, this how me and Jalen met, man.
Right.
We was just hooping at the Y.
Right.
So we was like, yo, let's collab on this.
Right.
Man.
So, man, for real. Yeah, hit that follow button. Follow me on Instagram, knockdown_11. Please, you know, that's the name. GHS Bread 206.
For sure, man. For sure, man. Hey, y'all heard it first, man. This is Fast Break. Hoop Sessions. We out.